There is a counterintuitive fact about the most productive people in history. The busier they were, the less they worked. The more valuable their time became, the more of it they protected from interruption. They built towers. They retreated to gardens. They carved out entire lives around one principle. The time when they were most focused was the time they guarded most fiercely. In the next 10 minutes, you'll understand exactly why and what to do instead. Cal Newport is a computer scientist and professor who spent a decade researching how truly productive people work. Not the busiest people, the most productive. The ones who create things that matter, who solve hard problems, who leave a mark on their field. What surprised him was that almost all of them did something unusual. They protected blocks of uninterrupted time with the intensity of a medieval knight protecting a castle. They understood something the modern world actively works against, that there is a fundamental difference between being busy and being valuable. Newport wrote this book to explain that difference and teach you how to be the second instead of the first. A psychiatrist named Carl Jung wanted to change how we understood the human mind, not by staying busy with patients and lectures, but by engaging in sustained, distraction-free concentration on his hardest problems. So he built a stone tower in the woods near a lake in Switzerland. No electricity, no telephone. He kept the key with him at all times. No one else allowed inside. Every morning, he would work in complete isolation for hours. His afternoons were meditation or long walks. By 10 p.m., he was asleep. Newport calls this practice deep work, professional activity in a state of distraction-free concentration that pushes your cognitive capabilities to their limit. Deep work creates new value, improves your skill, and is hard to replicate. Without it, you can be productive, move papers, answer emails, attend meetings, but you cannot create anything that matters. The mental strain accompanying deep work is what improves your ability. You cannot think deeply while distracted. You cannot create value while your attention is fractured. The world Jung lived in made deep work difficult, but possible. The world you live in makes it nearly impossible. Every moment is architected to pull your attention away from what matters. Notifications interrupt you every few minutes. Social media is designed to be addictive. Emails demand immediate response. Meetings multiply. You end the day exhausted, unable to point to anything that required your best thinking. You were busy. You are not valuable, and you feel it. Write down one piece of work you have been meaning to do for weeks. Something that requires thinking, not just execution. Write down how many uninterrupted hours you had last week to work on it. If it is less than 5 hours, you now know why it is not finished. Jung made the decision that some forms of thinking were important enough to protect, and he organized his entire life around that protection. Most people do the opposite. They let their calendar fill with whatever appears urgent. Administrative work, emails, meetings. But shallow work is infinite. You can always find more meetings, more emails. Shallow work expands to consume all available time. The single rule that makes everything else possible is this: work deeply first. Not after you finish your emails, not after meetings, not after everything shallow is handled. First, before the day fragments into 1,000 small demands. Protect a block of time, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you can defend, and guard it with the ferocity Jung guarded his tower. Identify one period each week, morning, afternoon, or evening, where you can protect 2 uninterrupted hours. Write what you will work on during that time. For the next week, defend that block the way Jung defended his tower. No email, no Slack, no phone. Just you and the work. Once you begin protecting time for deep work, the second obstacle appears: boredom. Your mind rebels against sustained attention. For decades, you have trained it to seek constant stimulus, notifications, videos, social media, music. Your attention span has atrophied. You will feel restless, the urge to check your phone, the pull of something easier. This is the moment most people quit. But Newport's research is clear. Your capacity for deep work is trainable. The same way you built the capacity for distraction, you can build the capacity for sustained focus. It takes weeks, but it is trainable. When you feel the urge to break focus, you notice the urge and return to the work. You are training your mind to stay. Over weeks, the restlessness fades and focus deepens. People who do this consistently report that the quality of their thinking improves dramatically. They solve problems faster. They create better work. They understand more deeply. When you feel the urge to break focus during deep work, pause. Notice the urge without acting on it. Take 3 breaths, then return to the work. Do this every time you feel the impulse to check your phone, switch tasks, or seek stimulus. Do this for 3 weeks. Write down any changes you notice in the quality of your focus or the clarity of your thinking. As you build capacity for deep work, you will confront a third requirement: isolation from distraction. Newport identifies one distraction that is so powerful it deserves special attention: social media. It is engineered to be addictive, designed to hijack your attention. If something is powerful enough to hijack your attention, it is powerful enough to prevent deep thinking. The people who do their best work do not use social media casually. They either quit entirely or use it with strict boundaries, specific times, specific purposes, no apps on their phones. Every moment on social media trains your brain to expect constant stimulus. And constant stimulus is the enemy of deep work. If you use social media regularly, make a decision. Quit entirely or establish one strict rule. No social media apps on your phone. Use it only on a computer at scheduled times with a purpose. Write your decision down. Write why you made it. Read both sentences when you feel the urge to check. The final requirement is what Newport calls draining the shallows. You cannot protect deep work time unless you reduce the shallow work that claims your attention. This is about saying no. It is about recognizing that every yes to one thing is a no to something else. It is about looking at your calendar and asking, does this require my best thinking? If the answer is no, you should not be doing it. Delegate it, automate it, or let it go. People who do exceptional work have made peace with the fact that some things will not get done. They know that doing everything means doing nothing well. Audit your calendar for 1 week. List every meeting, task, and commitment. For each one, write yes or no next to the question, does this require my best thinking? Every no is a candidate for elimination, delegation, or automation. Pick one no and remove it this week. Watch what happens. Here is the framework in full. Deep work is not a luxury for people with free time. It is a necessity for anyone who wants to create value. Deep work is increasingly rare, which makes it increasingly valuable. If you can think deeply when most people cannot, you have an asymmetric advantage. Embrace boredom because your capacity for focus is trainable, and training it is worth the discomfort. And drain the shallows because you cannot protect deep work time while drowning in shallow tasks. The discomfort of protecting deep work is less than the regret of never doing your best thinking at all. If this resonated, the full book is worth your time. It is practical, grounded in research, and will change how you think about your calendar. Link to deep work on Audible is in the description below. First month completely free. And if you want the one-page PDF summary of the 4 ideas covered today, it's in my free newsletter. Link in the description. Subscribe if this helped. See you in the next one.